Hello everybody. Today I am working on Black Mesa. A map I'm working on. Hold on. VMF. Okay. So this is a map I'm working on, and I need to stop, man. It was fun, but I need to stop. Yeah, it doesn't feel very good. Okay, so what we're trying to do here is we want to create like a generator area with gates. An area that you have to kind of... Or we could make it more like a building, too. 'Cause this room really is big enough to be like that. Bam. See, the great thing about Hammer Plus Plus is that you can actually just create, um, little, uh, you can make whole shapes, 3D shapes, using a polygon tool right here. And that's only in Hammer Plus Plus. Which is nice. I mean, I wish it was in other things, but... But man, I love Half-Life. I'll never forget about Half-Life. Half-Life is an amazing piece of art that a lot of a lot of a lot of people worked hard on. That was funny as fuck. I almost said hard people. Yes, they were hard too. I'm sure Gabe Newell was just jizzing himself. It's an image. Okay, and then we'll have like an exit this way. This is the most incoherent development video I've ever fucking made in my life. It's because I'm high as fuck. Well, I'm doing this, but I still love fucking making mods, man. I will never stop making mods. I will do this shit till the day I die. I'm proud of that. Because I love these fucking games so much, man. I really do. And I want to see new content for them all the time. Because they deserve that much, man. These games really fucking do. Black Mesa deserves it so much. It needs that preservation. And I'm glad that Blue Shift is around, man. I know, like, there's a lot of assholes on that team. And they just think that they own the entire, community on Black Mesa, but there are other modders here. There are other mappers. So, you can't, try to discourage them and make people feel like they're under you because you're making the biggest mod. But people just don't have teams, man. They're working alone. So, and you literally have one-man teams on your team because you have people like Sivo who worked on, shit like Black Mesa Demicles. And he's still going to finish Black Mesa Demicles. But he's on the Blue Shift team. So he's got to finish that. But I'm glad that Black Mesa Blue Shift exists. I'm glad they just decided to make that, And they're working hard. I'm not they are great developers. They really are. But it's just like, my goodness, your ego is just out of hand though. You gotta understand that everybody's a fan, but these other people also got projects. Give them just some credit, man. Why do you have to consistently harass people? And it's over shit that just doesn't even really ring any bells, man. It doesn't. Okay, so what we can do here... We'll do that. And we'll do... Fuck. There we go. We just do pretty much that. And we've got a little doorway. We can even lift this up to see how big we want to make the doorway. Okay, so this is looking interesting. Okay, so I think we'll just cover... Actually, I don't know. Metal. Or actually, let's type in bolts. There we go. Kind of like this. I don't like it that big, though. Hmm. Okay, I guess what we could do is fucking... You know, yeah, I guess we'll just lift this up. Okay, then I think what we should do is... Okay, we need no draw selected, because we're about to cut a lot of shit. Uh... Okay, so... No, not that one. We want this one. Bam. There we go. I think... Yeah, we need to select all this again. And just cut it at the top. Okay. Where is that brick thing? Oh no. We want... like right here. And we want... boom. Boom. Alright. Alright, this is starting to look a little interesting now. Alright. Ceiling. Okay. Then I think... Gotta enable texture lock. Or else it'll change their coordinates. No draw. That looks kind of sleek, damn. Damn, bro. Holy fuck. That was a good idea on my part. That looks fucking pretty cool. Makes the building kind of stand out a little bit. Yeah, we need a little more accuracy. Shit looks pretty damn good, man. I'm blown away. I love, dude, I've just always wanted to make a Black Mesa mod. I really did, but I just never was able to. I wasn't good enough yet. If you want recognition, man, you really gotta earn it. You really do. Like you gotta earn it to the very last cent nowadays, 'cause it takes a lot to be good at something. And I'm not saying I'm good at it. That's why I'm saying that I'm learning from my journey. Wow. There we go. That looks kind of cool. I mean, it's just... Oh, fuck. Sorry, microphone. It's a nice... Our first little detail in the room. I think we should make, like, a bar of lights that just overhang in this room. So, we probably should start on that. When you're mapping, you just really want to keep ideas inside of your head. Like, just think about what you want to really depict in these maps. And right now, I just thought about, right on top of my head, lighting, you know? What is the place gonna look like with the lights? And I kind of want there to be spotlights and stuff, you know? So if there's gonna be spotlights, you gotta think about it. What kind of detail does there need to be in the map if you want spotlights for this particular room? Well, I probably would want if them really high, like I said. So we need to create like bars in the ceiling that kind of hold the spotlights and make it makes sense with the map's geometry, because if you make things make sense, then it makes the world seem realistic, and if the world seems realistic, then the player feels like they're a part of something. And I'm not saying generally speaking spotlights in particular would do that, but it's just a mixture of that within everything that you decide in a map, everything that you choose to create needs to have that in mind. Not necessarily realism per se, but it's you do want to incite that the player's in kind of a world of some kind. And it isn't, incoherent. And adding detail to your map, you don't want to add too much detail. You just want to add just enough to make it seem like it's detailed enough. The Source Engine does a pretty good job of doing the rest for you with lighting and... I mean, of course you do have to pick the correct lighting as well. That's not a joke. Lighting can be something that is very hard to get good at, and I am not necessarily good at it, but I'm getting better at it. But to put in perspective, I have not mapped in a long time, but I have been mapping for a long time. I have mapped lots of maps, and I have lots of maps that never came out. Just like I have a lot of music that never came out, because I'm just still trying to get better at everything. And it's very difficult to do that. It can be very frustrating, too. Sometimes you can see no progress. And I think that's the hardest thing to do on mapping, is to just take a break, because you just want to finish it. You just want to, you know, have it release. But you can't. You gotta keep working on it. And that's why I haven't released much of anything, but whatever I have released was okay. At minimum. Okay, fuck that up. Starting to get a little hot outside. But I'm just glad I've, you know, gone through the bullshit of learning the knowledge of the Source Engine. At least Black Mesa's. I don't know why I can't hit this vertice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another game I want to get back to recording again soon is 7 Days as well. I do love me some 7 Days. And it's starting to get... It's gonna be October. So I'm gonna be watching all kinds of horror movies. Yeah, I'd say that looks just about right. Man, I miss just... I know it's fucked up to say this, but I just miss COVID when I was just at home working on maps all day. That shit was so much fun just to... It was like college without going to college, you know? It really was fun. But there was a time where I had to just grow up, man. Sadly. But now I'm so organized with my life now that I can at least find time to work on all this shit every once in a while, you know? Fuck off. But I'm back to kind of an area where my life is chill and I've got nothing else really going on, and I'm just working on this stuff again. I'm working on music, I'm working on Black Mesa, I'm just playing video games, and I play with friends every once in a while, and just getting through fucking school and going to work every day. Well, not every day, every 3 days. So I have everything pretty doctored for myself right now, and I'm very thankful for that. And I hope it stays that way for quite a while, because that's why I'm just chilling. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing my job well at work. I'm just really studying at school and to make sure that I'm not failing or anything. And I want to work on these things every once in a while, and music, and hopefully I get lucky enough and get to finish one of these projects and get a little credit for it, maybe. But in the end, I will have made something that is really fucking cool, and I can say that, you know what, I made that, and I'm proud of it, even if nobody else is. So, I think it'll be cool. And that's how I look at it, because I don't like to get my hopes up too high either, you know? I don't like to be like, what, like, cause then you're expecting too much and you don't get anything like it. But I'm just excited to be the person creating it, you know? Because I've been trying to do this for a long time, but there's been so many things going on in my life that just have been preventing me from completing these tasks, and it's just felt like it's been impossible, you know? But now that all the distractions that I've been having are out of the way, and time has healed everything, I'm ready to do this shit, man, finally. And I just can't let anything else get in the way to prevent this shit, because if I do, then it's just gonna happen all over again, and I'm gonna spend another couple years regretting everything, and this shit really is like that, because you do spend a lot of time working on these fucking maps, man, especially in the early stages when you're trying to learn just how Hammer even works. I mean, of course you can look up YouTube tutorial videos and that would get you a much better understanding of Hammer maybe, but excuse me. But who the fuck wants to watch YouTube videos when you want to get hands-on and actually learn the software, you know? That's just how I feel. But there's definitely times where I've sat down and watched some, Top Hat Waffle or whatever. That guy's great. I mean, he's an amazing mapper. And he's made so many amazing resources for the Source Engine community. And he's cool. He's a cool guy. And he's the reason why I got a widescreen monitor for mapping. Is he says that it's just the best for mapping. And it really is. Like, the resolution is so perfect for just creating maps. Every other time that I was working in Hammer on my other, you know, screen, I just felt like it was so, um, just so crushed together, and it's like you can't get a good view of everything. 4 ports is too much for a screen that's 1920 by 1080, even, honestly. Like, legit. I'd love to do this shit on, like, a fucking giant television. That would be insane, honestly, but I just, I don't have a big television. I can't even fit a big television in my room, so, yeah. But this is perfect, man. This is the best for mapping. And it's funny, because, come to think of it, I invested so much into mapping, and yet I still haven't created anything from it, but we're gonna get there, man. I made a promise to myself. Okay, so if you run into this situation, you can just do flip objects vertically, and that'll fix it. So now you can just jam it in the slot. But we're almost done with the actual frame of the lighting thing that we're creating. So now that we have this problem again, we're just gonna do, no, 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 not Control M. We're just gonna do flip objects vertically again. There we go. And once you learn the hotkeys, man, if you make a booklet of all the hotkeys, that shit will save your ass, man, I promise you. Because you'll start learning the integral ones, the ones that you know that you really need to learn how to use. It makes it so fucking nice, man, because you just know the controls for everything. And you just get better and better and better and better and better and better. And honestly, that's why it's better to take time to make these things and just do that, because you'll be much happier to work on another product in Source after you're done with your first product. But if if you just grind it, grind it, grind it, grind it, grind it, grind it, grind it for forever, I just don't think you're gonna really enjoy it, you know? You're gonna be like, fuck Source, I don't wanna use this shit anymore. Like, that's how I felt for a little while. But it's like, you learned everything in this. And yeah, it translates to a lot of other things too. Source 2 and some other engines have similar layouts, but you're gonna have to learn some new things. But some people don't find a problem in that. But I just love Source. Source is one of the one engines I developed for. But I would develop for I would develop for Unity for 7 days, and I would develop retro games too, like NES or SNES games. That would be cool. But okay, so we've created the frame now. it would probably be in our best interest to create it into a group. Okay, so now we're gonna do Control G. And now it's grouped because it's all the same color. And we touch it, it's all together. So now we're gonna try and get a texture for it, but I think we could probably try and reuse this one. We'll have to get pretty... Ew. We'll have to get pretty, artistic with it, that's for sure. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Fuck yeah, man. Alright, there we go. That looks pretty fucking sick, actually. Man, this will be cool. Alright, so we'll make some cross beams now. And we want to keep this top part no draw. texture, because the player's not gonna get up here. Like, there's there's no way. And if they do, then yeah, that's their own fucking fault. But it's better to leave it no draw, so, and yeah, we want this to be no draw as well. So, and it is no draw all the way around, it looks like. So, and if it isn't in some parts, it's fine. It won't fuck it up too much. As long as we're trying to be conscious about it, it's not a problem. That's kind of how no draw works. No draw is kind of the least um impactful. No draw is the least impactful optimization tactic, I feel like. Area portals and hint skips are something that are much more integral to keeping a map stable. Running stable in the engine anyways. But somebody can cite me on this if they want to. Because there's some things that I don't know. I especially don't know a lot about occluders. I just don't know much about them. But I have been using the other ones, and it seems like those ones are the most impactful ones. But I love this game, man. God, I love it. I don't know why I stayed away from it for so long. I really don't. But it was just shit got in the fucking way, man. It's just the way life is sometimes. But I'm back now. Nothing's stopping me now from fucking doing this. That kind of looks cool, actually. I like that for some reason. Actually, we want to turn off texture lock now. And now drag it out, because we don't want it to get stretched. There we go. Look at that. It's pretty cool. I think what we'll do is we'll also do that. There we go. So that looks even cooler now. Symmetry is something that is paid attention to a lot in Black Mesa with textures. And it makes the game look a lot nicer when symmetry is really paid attention to. And that's something Half-Life 2 Valve didn't really give a flying fuck about. They just needed to make sure the textures were just in the right orientation to look not out of place, at least. You know? And sometimes, even then, they look kind of like... You can find parts where it's like, Jesus Christ, who textured this? So... But Half-Life 2 is an amazing game, obviously. But, you know, it was Valve's first Source Engine game, technically speaking. Well, technically speaking, I think Half-Life Source is their first Source Engine game that they tried working on. I could be wrong, though. I could be just spurting bullshit at this point. This is all conjecture. Man. This room's starting to look kind of fucking cool. I think I know what I'm working on next. Uh, that looks better. There we go. You know, one thing that we could possibly do in this map is when the player turns on the power, we could have airstrikes come in, like on the surface, and all these beams start toppling in, and you have to kind of avoid them and get out of the room and don't get hit by them. That'd be kind of crazy. That would be like, holy shit. I wouldn't expect that out of a Half-Life mod, honestly. People would be like, whoa. But, and that's when we can add in the glass elevator. I kind of want a glass elevator right here. From here, and it goes all the way up into here. And that's a way you can get to this floor and maybe activate something. But then maybe have to go over here, take the glass elevator back down. And then the beams start falling while you're in the elevator. And then you need to get the fuck up and out and leave while everything's just kind of caving in. That'd be pretty insane if there was a way we could program that. I'm very good at scripting, so shit like that is not far-fetched to me. I could totally make these things like fall and break shit, like if we really wanted to. And this map is not that big, so, and that's why I wanted to make it not that big, because I know now that if you make too big of maps, you can't have too many scripts. You know, there's not enough detail to be able to be crammed in, but this map is just the right size, and that's what's perfect about it. That's why I'm learning that you got to restrict yourself. You have to learn to restrict yourself while mapping, because the more you restrict yourself, the easier it is to kind of pack shit in and create content within a map. And it gets a lot easier to come up with ideas. That's for sure. I think I just want regular beam here. God, I hope the world doesn't end. I just want to fucking live my life and just make cool things and just die then. That's all I want, man. Just let me make the things I want to make before I die, please. That's all I want. That's all I ask. and then I can die peacefully. I really can. No regrets. Man, that looks good. Actually, I think what we want to do is we do want to just jet stream these through. And there's a reason why I believe this is because me and my friend kind of came to a realization that T-junctions are actually created um, at any overlapping. Right here, here are T-junctions. T-junctions are going to be made here. And this is my theory. This is what I believe. And that's why if you create too many func details, there's a T-junction error that you get on compile if you have too many func details in a map. And it's very easy to get to that point. And there's ways to avoid that to increase the limit by using, you know, func brushes. That's one way to avoid T-junctions. But another way to avoid T-junctions is just use as little of geometry as possible. So for this, instead of, you know, just splitting them at each point to go through each other, that would create more T-junctions at this point. Instead, what will happen if you do this is that the game will slice this across, and there'll be less T-junctions because of that, from what I believe. It could be the same, could be less, but I believe if you jam them through and use just one block instead of multiple blocks to create that pillar, then it'll avoid T-junctions, and you can put a lot more details into your map because of that. So this just so happens to line up against the wall. Just kind of crazy. So that means, mathematically speaking, we just remove this, and we're good. But the one problem with doing this is that you kind of might want to make these pillars smaller, just by a little bit. Just turn on texture lock and make them just a tiny bit smaller from top to bottom. And there you go. I think we'll add one more of these. And you'll see why later on. Yeah, never mind. I think it kind of fucks up the everything a little bit. Yeah, I think we want like a glass elevator that takes us up here.